Hello, Four Cs. Glad to be able to bring another public service announcement to you. A couple of important things that I'd love to have you know about life at Christ Community Covenant Church, Four Cs. Hoping that you're kind of keeping up in our online worship and ministry events and opportunities that you can tune into, so to speak. So I wanted to give a couple of them that you may be aware of, but I just wanted to press the point. Tonight, Friday night, May 8th, is the night of our concert. 7:30 tonight. Tune in, go to our webpage, and you'll see very, very evident front and center on the home page. You'll see an opportunity for you to enter in. And what we're hoping is that most of us will join the live concert at 7:30 tonight, May 8th. And what happens is if you get there late, you'll miss some of the concert. So we'd love to have you get there right at 7:30 or a little bit before. Now, the concert is live, except that we taped it live, and now we're bringing it to you on Friday so that more of us can enjoy it at the same time. So come in and enjoy. It's just a little over a half an hour, wonderful set of worship, and I think a great way to close out the week and enjoy some time of fellowship together with us kind of all at one time at 7:30. And again, as I say, if you can't catch it, then you can over time find it on our website, like our past sermons and past public service announcements as well. So that's the first one I wanted to bring to your attention. The second one was our partnership with World Vision. We're going to be doing a walk with them, and the walk symbolizes the distance that a child or someone in a family on average has to walk every day, sometimes twice a day, in order to get a bucket of maybe not so very clean water. It's a 6K walk or run, a little over 3.5 miles. And that's happening on May 16th. Susan and I will be walking, and you can support anyone on the team. You can either join, and if you fill out your card and join and you can do that online at our website, but if you do that by Sunday night, then you'll have a t-shirt by the time you do your run walk on the 16th, and we'll be able to kind of use that as part of our totals. And so I'd love to have you join me. You can pledge to support Susan and I. You can pledge to support any number of other people that are doing this in our church, and our hope is to raise about $5,000, and that represents giving water to 100 families for life. So it's a very significant contribution, and May 16th, 6K run walk for the purpose of bringing the living water, indeed, to a family that is dying for water. So those are two events that are coming up. And then the last thing that I wanted to make mention of, and I made mention of it in my last public service announcement, and that's what I long for us to be, an inviting church. And we do well. There's a rare opportunity that we have right now to invite people that we don't always see. And so I'm asking you, if you have a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, whatever your social media medium of choice is for you to put a little statement in there that says, come join us. I love my church. Come join us on Sundays by going to 4cs.church and enjoy one of our worship services with me. I'd love to have you see how our church works and participate in it. And so I've been inviting my friends and family from around the country, and I'd love to invite you to invite your friends and family from around the country. So we've got a concert tonight, we've got a walk next week, and then we have an opportunity to be an inviting church. And one word that I wanted to offer to you. Last week on our Facebook page, I made mention of a couple of books that I thought were real good, and I wanted to bring another one to your attention. This is a book by an author by the name of Richard Foster, and he's written a book called Celebration of Discipline. It was first published in 1978. I was a young man, new in my faith, only recently married, And this book came out and changed the trajectory of my life. This book shared with me that by disciplining my life, by engaging in the spiritual disciplines, I could swim with the current. I could participate with Jesus in going into a deeper and richer life with him. And I have found this to be one of my 5 best books in my life. One of my friends here at church is reading through this book as a devotional, and she was mentioning to me this chapter in worship. And it said something interesting. It said how important it is that we gather together for worship. And I thought, well, that's why it's hard for us right now. It's so hard because we can't gather in the ways that we're used to and drawing from the richness of the body to move our worship experience forward and our life in Christ. And so it's very hard. So what I wanted to do is to just read a sentence out of there, because I think it'll make a difference perhaps for you and your worship experiences with your family. Even if you're all by yourself and you're watching a worship service by yourself, I think this little hint that Richard Foster has given us about the discipline of worship might be a very, very helpful hint. So Richard Foster, Celebration of Discipline, and his chapter in worship, he says this: when one or more people come into public worship with a holy expectancy, it can change the atmosphere of the room. And what I believe, I'll talk about it on Sunday, is that when we come expecting the presence of Christ, when we come expecting his manifest presence, and we're watching for it, we're looking for it, it can change the atmosphere of the room. It says people who are harried and distracted are drawn quickly into a sense of the silent presence of God by those who are watching for him. Hearts and minds are lifted upward. The air becomes charged with expectancy. And so it says here is a practical handle to this idea. It says, live throughout the week as an heir of the kingdom, listening for his voice, obeying his word. Do this all week long, week in, week out, day in, day out. Since you have heard his voice throughout the week, you know that you will hear his voice as you gather for worship. So you enter into the service early, you put your heart in connection with the King of glory, he says, and you contemplate his majesty, glory, and tenderness as revealed in Jesus Christ. See, I believe you can do that as you come here to worship with us, and I believe that you can do that at home. Just before you pull the camera on, you take a moment to take a deep breath, you consider all that Christ has done for you and all that he wants to continue to do for you, and you come with a spirit of worship ready to receive all that he has to offer in the comfort of your own home. So I hope you have a great week. I hope that the COVID universe and the isolation and the fear that sometimes goes with that is being overwhelmed by the peace and the joy and the mercies of Christ. Have a great week.